We are starting early, as we normally do on my podcast, because if you're not 10 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late, let us go. Let us begin the lessons. Okay. One of the key determinants of successful people is that you are on fucking time, that you are punctual. Okay. Not least of all for the respect of other people's time. I've gone into it philosophically before, is when you are late, specifically on a date or in a game, and you are telling the world, my life is more important to you than yours. Of course, that is philosophically true. Your life should be of utmost importance to you, but it shows you the disrespect you have for people when you're late to a meeting, a date. Half you girls don't even show up. Or you show up and you're 50 pounds heavier than what it said on the interwebs, as Chad Elkins. It's just the ultimate statement without saying words as to how highly you think of yourself and how myopic. True solipsism is when you are late. And whatever that guttural instinct in you is, where you really hate it when people are late. I'm talking motherfuckers that are chronically late. And it's because they're lazy. They don't really, you don't know how to manage your time, then you're late. I can't think, I'm trying to think of, because it's the same strain. I was going to say, do I hate them more than leftists? Well, it's the same strain. It's laziness. I don't want to do it. The world should revolve around me. Just the ultimate of hubris and arrogance. So, Cappy is on motherfucking time. Clary, you gotta lose. Oh, you got tense. Oh, really? Really? Because I've never been late. Okay, when the Minneapolis bridge collapsed, I was late, but that was, kind of natural disaster. Planes are delayed or something. I'm like, I'm not late. I'm not late. Oh, look, he's successful. Not grandiose or rich, but I'm successful. Even had, remember like it's a race to see who's going to finish last between me and Atham. Is he going to finish his degree? Or am I getting my house built? Fire the latest construction company. It's great. I got to fire the latest construction. Why? They're late. I'm not talking. I have my buddy, my realtor buddy. He's in construction. He used to build houses. He was a carpenter and he switched to realty because his body can't take it. Plus he's an old fat fuck. Clary, you got to understand, contractors, home builders, they're a little different. And I'm like, why does this eerily sound similar and reminiscent of my banking days, where it's like, well, you got to understand, Jim, I know Jimmy's too busy fucking his cattle. I got that now. He got a cattle fucking problem. Okay, but it's the Wyoming way. Now, you're out of state there, son. You don't know about cattle fucking, but that's a Wyoming tradition and pride. We take pride in our cattle fucking. But some people like Jimmy Bo Bob, he take it a little bit too seriously. That's why I can't pay back the loan. Now he promised me to put up some hay as collateral. And that the hair on my neck went up. I'm like, oh, contractor time. Is that like mañana? Is that why the laid-back Mediterranean equatorial cultures are not the global dominant superpowers that the United States is? Is that why? Because that's not important, right? Timeliness, punctuality. Hey, we all show up as a team at this time or 10 minutes before so we can run the fucking factories at full capacity and bang out the most amount of shit at the cheapest prices, thereby increasing everybody's standards of living. Oh, no. I'll relax. Oh, you're so tight. You're so wound up tight. Relax. Be a welfare sponge like me. Be one of these guys who doesn't have enough in savings to last a week or two during the Corona scare. Be the people that don't have a 401. Be the grasshopper. Don't be the ant. Or is it the other way around? But they said, you got to understand contractor time. All right, so I am lowering my standards now. Now I am dealing with I'm dealing with inferior people. Is that what you're telling me? They can't tell time? They can't be on time? I love it how it's like, this group of people over here, it's such and such people time. Oh, isn't that witty? No, they're fucking thieves. They're fucking wasting the only precious source of life you got, and that's life, your time. I'm like, all right, I'll be patient. So, waiting. I'll get this to you by the end of today. 3 fucking weeks later. Hey, did you get struck down by the fucking Coronachan? Because I'm an understanding guy. No, just been really busy. Fired! Fuck you. You're fired. I didn't say that because Cappy knows about redundancy. So now I got to spend time again. 3 times the charm. Let's go find another contractor. I can't trust these people. God almighty, you can't compile a list. What are you going to do when we have to start pouring foundation and concrete? I'm no contractor, but I know how to be on fucking time. So now I go and I found one. I went to the bank. I say, you got a contractor? I say, hey, I understand contractor time. I use the phrase. I understand builder time. But is there a little bit of the who dang diggly do dang diggly doos out there in South Dakota? I mean, you're pretty close to Wyoming. Did the cattle fuckers kind of spread a little bit? Did they make it to Sundance and make the jump like the coronavirus? Is it in Spearfish? We got ourselves contractor time. Oh, no, we don't fuck cattle. We fuck sheep. I don't think there's any sheep in South Dakota, actually. I have to say, is this culture? Do I gotta wait? I mean, and you could just hear the exasperation. Like, if people could be on fucking time, we'd all be making about $100,000 a year on average. Our gross state product would go through the roof. If people could be on time, it's not even the issue of be on time. It's your words. I'm not even saying honoring your word. I'm talking, why are you talking if it means nothing? Save your breath. Save my expectations. Save both of our time. Don't say 5 p.m. on Tuesday, I'll meet you at the green truck stop. And then not do it. What? Why did you say it if you're not going to do it? Or you're like, I'm 70% certain maybe I'll do it. He understands it's contractor time. It's mañana. It's Phil Filbertson. I remember, oh fuck, I was at this wedding. And there's one person in particular in my life who I've quarantined. Like, if he ever says he's going to do something, And I've danced around that landmine a million times because this sucker is a goddamn black hole of other people's time. He'll set up a breakfast or something at a Perkins or Original Pancake House, and we're all sitting in line, wasting more time. This guy is an exponential growing black hole of sucking people's time. Let's meet here at 11, where everybody else is lining up. 45-minute wait to begin with. He'll be 2 fucking hours late. Wasting a group of people's time. Like 5, I'm not shitting. This guy has the ability in just setting up a breakfast or some kind of activity with a group of people to waste like a week's worth of one man's labor. 40 hours of people's cumulative time. Well, I just got busy, you understand? And so at this guy's wedding, the guy's like, it's Pip Pipson, but we call it Pip Pipson time because he's always late. Oh, is that funny, dude, bro? Is that fucking funny? That must be why you lease your fucking Beamer, because you don't have any fucking real production or stick-to-itiveness in terms of punctuality, time, effort, labor, work ethic. No, it's just, dude, all you fucking dude bros do with your head. Dude, we're making it better today, drop shipping. And then that shit goes away. And then, did your Beamer get repossessed? Your 300 series? Even I know that's douchebag level. And on something as important as a house, I don't know. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. Do you people want that? Because here's what's going to happen. I can guarantee this is what's going to happen. See, the contractors in 2006, 2005, they were the queen of the prom. They were the Wayzata princess. The Lake Minnetonka, they were you had to schedule an appointment with their social secretary. For them, jobs were too small. Oh, we only bang out. Oh, we're beyond that now. I only couldn't find anyone to do my gutters. Then the housing crisis happened, and they became the biggest groveling whores. They became, you know how desperate builders and contractors became during the housing collapse? They got so desperate, they started acting like Mexicans. They showed up on time, they showed up sober, and they got the fucking job done on time and on budget. That's how desperate times became for your North American contractors with their mullets and their Polaris jackets. They became as good as Mexicans. Holy fucking shit. Prices dropped. They were, oh, got any work, man? Got any work? And I hope the great and merciful Coronachan comes in here and kicks all your fucking asses. All of them with your fucking dually rented out, leased out sport dually thing. Oh, I rolled all my money into that. Yeah, I've seen this. I saw this story before. I was on the ground floor. I've seen it before. But it motherfucking pisses me off where I have to get rid of a principle such as punctuality and not just being on time, but respecting other people's time. I got to throw that out the window because I got to make an exception. I have to lower the standards for the specific group of tards and morons. You see, it's just contractor time. You understand, right, JD? Sure do, BL. I've never found it where the stick is not effective. This carrot bullshit, this patience, no. You break out not the stick, you break out a baseball bat. I remember many years ago when Cappy was in WAV and the girl I was dating, you're always so angry. I don't like your blog. So angry. No, she was privileged. I'm not going to go into the details. She did not live in basements. And I thought I was pretty angry back then, but it didn't dawn on me that I wasn't angry enough. I still was obedient. I still did what I thought, what society said. And it wasn't until I started fucking up China in the China shop with a baseball bat did people start paying me money and paying attention and listening and respecting me. And I thought, okay, this is I've never built a house before. I don't, I understand. I am, and I'm pro trades. I think that's a skill and a trade. I like look at some carpentry. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Not only a skill, but craftsmanship as well. But then I realized, yeah, you know what? Fuck you. It's a goddamn prince. You're wrong. You're fucking wrong. I have every human right, every standard in the world to when you say 3 motherfucking o'clock on a Friday, it happens at 3 motherfucking o'clock or before on that Friday or Thursday. If I really have your shit together, you're like me. Hey, what are you doing Wednesday? You want to bang this shit out? Procrastinate. All this. She'll explain to you time-based economics, and we'll get back to Good Morning Coronachan. All economics is how much production do you want to produce in per unit of time? That's it. You can warp time. You can condense time. You can condense production. I got 24 hours a day, 6 to 7 of them got to be sleeping. What am I going to do with the remaining 17 hours? Most people, God almighty, I could see it. They'll watch TV. Nick, taking a break. I'm sorry. Did you offer demands or commitments to society that you'd show up on time? Oh, yeah, I'll let it go. I'm tired. I need to just relaxing. Chill out, Clary. Man, you got to loosen up. Oh, so I can be a loser like you. Oh, I see. I get it now. But if you don't procrastinate and you get your shit done, you're like, this has got to get done. That's got to get done. I was just on with real life dating, or modern life dating, John. Real life dating, Frank. We got that done. Now I'm doing this. Now I'm going to lift weights. Because starting on a new book. And when the day is over, when I have my chore list done, then I will relax. As it should be. And what I've done is I've managed to do the work that would take you, not you guys, listeners, but the normies, conformies, and inferiors, the fucktards of the world. It would take them 3 days because they spread it out. Because they got to fit in watching TV, eating shit, going to the bar, getting drunk, watching TV, chilling out, taking a nap. I get it done in a third of the time. And then the production that comes from that supports me. So you have a choice. You could do this much work in your life and spread it out over the course of your life, or you could do this much work and this much production and have that much income, condense it down to motherfucking time, and then now you got it done early, and now you can retire and relax. Oh, geez, Clary, how do you do it? I worked harder than you. I showed up on time or fucking early. Rahul mentioned playing Doom Eternal. I might go get that. I bought Elder Scrolls 5, and I realized I already played it. It's the Nordic one. Oh, yeah, there, don't you know? They talk like they're all from Minnesota. Oh, you got a sword? I'm like, okay, that's a little heavy. Yeah, we'll play Doom Eternal. So it is good morning, Coronachan. How you kids doing? Whoa, where'd my Diet Coke go? Hang on. Like Les Grossman. Maybe my Diet Coke. What the fuck? Lose it? Oh, I forgot to mention. Now, in theory, my South Dakota house will be built within a year, which is about, I think, the time Atham will graduate from college. Fucking 2 years to build a fucking... Oh, that's another thing before... It's just a very important lesson for all you people to understand. A lot of people would say, well, who's the common denominator now here, Clary? No, you guys have to have independent thought. You need to... And society trains you to always think you're wrong. That's how they can fuck you over. I'm not wrong. This is not opinion. The first fucking contractors kept getting quotes around 320. That's all I could afford. That's what the bank approved me for. That's the hard limit. That's the ceiling. You cannot engage below that ceiling. These guys told me for 2 months. Oh yeah, 320. Oh yeah, 3. And then all of a sudden, one day I drive out to South Dakota, and then the materials guy comes in and just hands a piece of paper to the builder. He says, okay, there's your material cost. And then he adds it together. He says, oh yeah, it'll be like 520 something. I'm like, wait a minute. This entire time you guys weren't including materials? Not my fault. Whose fault is it not? This guy's. And you're just like, oh yeah. And guys, that was one of the... You should have seen me. I did not let it bother. I think it was so angering and infuriating. I couldn't process that much with my CPU. I just couldn't. I was just like, oh, I see. I'm dealing with a who dang diggly dingly dangly mullet wearing motherfucker with his Polaris jacket. Okay, I see. This next one is simple punctuality. 3 weeks late to get a list. So that's it. But this is an important lesson for you youngins. All right? You always have to be self-critical for your own sake. You must hit the gym. What is your wrong? What is your flaws? You always must eliminate and purge your flaws. You don't want to make any mistakes so that when you go out into the real world, you know you're not the one fucking up, because there are so many fucking inferior tards and morons out there. And arrogant ones too, who say, oh, you're the one that's wrong. Like, hey, has this happened to you before, kids? You get a job offer from a boomer? Oh, there's been a change in plans. Either you don't have the job anymore because they rescinded, or, yeah, we've changed your job. You know that job we said you're going to do? Yeah, you're doing something completely different with all these duties that we kind of lied the entire time, all right? Then you're there as a young, dopey, 18, 19-year-old kid. Well, okay, I guess. I don't know. No. These fuckers, these motherfucking pieces of shit out there, these 80% of the normie conformies, they're liars on top of it. Not only stupid and incompetent and untimely, they're liars. And you must be good. You must be as flawless as you can. You must know you're doing it right. You can't give them any excuse. So when these scoundrels, these lying sacks of shit come up to you and try to pull a fast one on, you're like, yeah, fuck you, boomer. And fuck you, Gen Xer, and fuck you, millennial. Matter of fact, just fuck you people in general. I'm not wrong. I hit the gym. We use dating as an example. Did you hit the gym? Yes. Did you get a good degree? Yes. Do you have your finances in order? Yes. Do you, I don't know, you just can't you just can't have the checklist. You have to have some charisma about you. Can you dance? Are you a good woodworker? It has to be a human. Are you an interesting guy? Are you courageous? Are you brave? Do you go and ask the girl out? Oh, it may not be the greatest approach, but do you go and approach the girl? You did? Did you ask girls out? You're not like, oh, screw that. I'm going MGTOW because the girls bitches be bitches. Did you go out? Did you get your ass shot down? Did you go out many times? Did you get your ass shot down many? Did you get stood up for a date? Did you agree to go on a date? She showed up 50 pounds heavier and 10 years older than her picture said on the interwebs. Did you do that? Then you are not wrong. You did everything in your power. You made yourself flawless as you could possibly be. It is not your fault. And that's probably the number one thing. This gets back to sanity being such a precious commodity, if not the only commodity in this postmodern fucked up world. At least you know it's not you. You did your job. You showed up on time. You presented yourself as a qualified male. Same thing with women. You did your part. You showed up. Did you not nag them? Why do you leave? If you make sure your ship is tight, you're the litmus test. You're the ultimate litmus test in the quality and caliber and character of other people in your life. And if you know you did good, you know you didn't screw up, you know you're the catch, then you know they're wrong. You get a rejection from a company because you applied for the you got straight A's, you did your best, They're wrong. They got an HR bint who doesn't know jack shit. I don't like the tie he's wearing on Google. Right? You go, you say, hey, you want to go on a date? The girl says yes. She stands you up. You don't want to go out with that girl. But what's wrong with me? Nothing. You'd be amazed how flawed society is, how evil it is, how opportunistic and criminal it is. You have, and so your only beacon of light is yourself in a certain way. You're the only flashlight. Make damn sure you're good. Make damn sure you're up. So then it was like, oh, is there something wrong with me? Is there a problem with me? No, there's nothing wrong with expecting demanding people be on time. There's nothing wrong when someone says they give you their word, you should expect them to follow it. I always get a kick out of you guys get stood up or something like that, and then you should be pissed. You should strike back, and not in a physical manner I'm talking, but you should say, thanks for standing me up, bitch. And then oh, look who's jail. Ooh, we can't handle it. I was like, no. You stole a bit of a person's life. They have every right to, but that's how society will be, because they don't want to become the beacon. They don't want to become the light. They don't want to become as flawless as possible. They want to remain flawed and live off of the work and the labor and the toil of others. And they have an ego as, oh, it can't be me. I'm fine with my 3 rat bastard children from 2 different fathers, a ton of student loan debt. Oh, and by the way, I'm a strong, independent woman. You can't handle me in my worst. Have kids someday. That's my favorite. Chad Elkins, he'll send us a screenshot of a dating app he's on. 43. Graduate. Do you want kids? Someday. Or Napier. There's another perfect example. It's nothing grandiose, but nothing out of the ordinary. But he gets called into the office. You seem to be too calm. They complained because he was too calm. Now, if you're a young dipshit millennial or Gen Zer, you think you're doing something wrong. No. All bosses are fucking insane. You're too calm? We got to drag you in here because you're too calm? You're making all the other people uncomfortable because you're too calm? I wonder who has the problem, the individual or all you fucking inferior pieces of shit. All right, Atham's in the house. He's got the band hammer ready. Thank you. Atham, we got to get together on Chad. We got to do that podcast we're planning on doing one of these days. Let's scroll through. Do we have any super chats? No super chat. Oh, there's Josh. We got one. Oh, wait. Where'd it go? Damn it, YouTube. Josh Landrum. $2. Arizona resident throw a house party called Corona Patty. Corona Pat? What? Easy resident throw a house party called Corona Patty. Corona Patty. Okay. Good. Kit for £2 Turning up on time is how I have kept some jobs. It is what you owe society at the least. Support yourself. Don't be a parent. If everybody took care of themselves, we wouldn't need all this touchy-feely charity and bullshit. There's this moron in San Francisco who's like 30-something, and he works at the ice cream store, and now he's not going to pay his rent. And people are like, oh, it's a rent strike. I'm like, and he's a loser. You just look at him. He's like this degenerate piece of filth. He's just a physically revolting, inferior specimen of human filth. He's a thief. And he thought he'd be working at an ice cream store, and he was going to live in San Francisco. Show up on time. Support yourself. Done. All the world's problems go away. They all go away. It's been my dream to work at an ice cream place in San Francisco. Going to show up on time. Kit for $2. I was actually pretty crap, but tried hard and time. Okay. You guys can, I think you can spend $2.50 and you get a little bit more characters. 86 a bail for £2. Hey, Cappy, Google teacher parades. Oh, God, no, I don't want to. Nope. No. They're kind of in a column. Maybe an A10 warthog, just no, that would be wrong. That would not be right. We don't want to take an A10 warthog to a teacher parades. Oh, I was going to say like a tank buster, but ooh. And Dan Hunsacker, $2. Thanks, Cappy, from an X-ray tech on the front line. Hey, thanks, Dan. Look at you. Dan, you're a hero. You're a hero. Thank you for your service. Yes, yes. I bet you there's a ton of guys in the military who don't even say they were in the military just to avoid that. Oh, thank you for your service. Yeah, okay, yeah. Adriano Ramos, $2 Australian. Are you building a mansion or some log? I'm building a small house. It's just this small house. I think it's it's not puny. There's a piece we want like this, not a micro house, but just like my buddy Con. He's just got this. He's got a mother-in-law apartment. It's wonderful. Oh, it's just wonderful. And if Cappy ever makes a lot of money, I might go buy some land out in the mountains, just put like a cabin-esque kind of one of these houses out there. But no, this is going to be, what is it, 1,600 square feet, maybe 15, or no, 13. Something low teens, 1,400 square feet, maybe 1,500 square feet footprint, finished basement. Basically a master suite on one side with a okay-sized bedroom, walk-in closet, and master bath. Then on the other side of that is the living room and a kitchen with a little guest bathroom. And then downstairs, there's 2 finished rooms, a living room, walkout basement, and a room for the furnace and water heater and all that. It's not that big. It really isn't. I don't need that big of a house. I really don't. I'm not going to get a McMansion. God almighty. What about this? Don't you want that? Do you want that? For the love of God, assume I'm the one with the money. I'm the customer, and I will tell you what I want. Don't ask me what I want. Don't suggest, don't you want this? For them. And they do. I have a buddy down in Denver. When he went house shopping, he didn't need a big house. But the banker was like, well, she actually said that he's getting qualified. She says, well, you qualify for like, I don't know, 500,000. Oh, I don't need that much. And he says, so I just need 250,000. And she says, no, you don't understand. We give you what you qualify for, and then you go find a house for that size. I'm like, what? What? And this guy, he's paid off his house. And then the financial crisis hit or the corona hit, and he's just sitting pretty. He's just sitting pretty. I'm like, hey, you pay off your house, man. There you go. Now, if you had done it like little Miss Tiddly Magoo say, this is how it works. We give you the number, and then you tell your realtor, and then you go find a house that big. Oh, but you dipshit morons who telling me I'm wrong for expecting people to be on time. You suckers can't wait to sign up for that shit. How much? Dude, then I can take out the home equity and get myself a big fancy pickup truck. Actually, when I mock and ridicule and say, let's shoot parades of teachers with A10 warthogs, I'm actually joking. And the reason why is I'm being deadly serious about this. Here's how revenge works. If you kill them, they don't feel pain no more. You need them to live. And there's nothing more painful than the insanity of thinking that having a job, you work 9 months out of the year and you're oppressed all the time and you got to go in and babysit other people's unwanted children. Well, deep down inside, you know you're a lazy, no good fuck and you have horrible finances on top of it. That's an infinitely worse punishment than just ending the pain and misery. You know, the dipshit kid who's going to go on rent strike over in California, all right? You may be pissed off he's a parasite and a thief upon society, although he is parasiting off of California landlords who are probably Democrat. What's that like day to day? Like, hey, you're in your 30s and you work at the ice cream store, huh? And you can't afford rent and you look like shit. I can't wait. Yeah, what do you want? You want to end that guy's misery? Let him live. Enable him. That's all government checks are, is enabling. Yeah, we're going to enable you to continue living your shitty, miserable life. Go have a couple more kids while you're at it. Oh, no, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Oh, yes, you're oppressed, by the way, too. Yes, it's other people's fault that you're the ice cream person who's a fucking loser. Yes, you were oppressed. You just didn't have a chance. But no, it's not going to be a McMansion, no. You got to clean. I've owned a house before. I've owned 2 houses before. Dude, there's maintenance. You got the yard maintenance and you got to clean the house. You don't want a big house. Trust me. You don't want a big house. Nimble Fred for $2. Work from home day 15, surviving and thriving. Yeah, it's not that bad. Girlfriend drove me nuts a little bit, but I just went for a run. Focus is about saying no. Steve Jobs. Yep. Everyone hated his guts and he did die early. But he's the one that died with $5 billion in the bank. Adriano Ramos for $2 Australian. Have you seen an Australian rules football game? What, like rugby? No, I'm not. I don't watch the sports ball. I don't watch the. That's what people who spread out their production and procrastinate their production. Amortize is too euphemistic of a word. They procrastinate their production throughout their life so they never get ahead of their expenses. I don't watch the sports ball. And those guys nap, television, sports ball. Oh my God, you wasted an entire day. Let's go to a game. Are you fucking nuts? Go to a game. Holy cow, an hour there. While you line up with the other sheep to pay for extra party, and you pay, I think it's like $150 if you want to take like 2 kids to a baseball game now in the Twin Cities. And you sit there, pitch, hit, maybe not. Only 1/3 of the time is there a hit. Oh, he caught the ball. He threw it. Oh, look at him run around. Oh, then you line up, cue back up, slowly get out of. Oh, but there is no sports ball this season, huh? Oh, that's just too bad. Oh, no, that's too bad. So, no, I haven't seen an Australian rules football game. Rob Figulski for $10.99. Thank you, $10.99 of the superior race. That's like another demigod within the great and merciful Coronachan. We have Diet Coke. This is our second god. And then we have the 1099ers. 1099er here. Worst parasite, teachers, or journalists? Ooh, good one. I'm going to have to go. Journalists are still predominantly employed by private companies. So the journalists are not that parasitic. NPR is, your state broadcasting agencies are, but teachers are by far the worst parasite, financially speaking. Who causes more damage? I would say teachers because they have a captive audience. Journalists, though, have done their fair share to ruin the country. And I even hate using the word journalists because they're not. They're propagandists. And even propagandists indicate some kind of like you're employed by an agency. These are hobbyists. These are wannabe philosophers, but they don't have the brain for it. They don't have the life experience. They're going to change their arrogance, their hubris, their tyrants is what they are. They're going to tell people thrice their age how to live their life and where they're wrong. But the good thing about journalists is they're not paid. If they are paid, they're paid what they're worth, practically nothing. And then most of the journalists today, they're not paid. They go work for prestige. I got published at the Huffington Post. Again, if I, as a hobbyist, pull more money in through the private sector all the way, and I didn't go to a journalism school, I write better and I have more books, like, how are you? Like, okay, I am like the shittiest standard for a journalist. Like, you better be me at minimum, because I'm not even trying. This isn't my racket. This isn't my gig. If you're a real, you got to be up here. Most of them can't even do this. Most of them are down here living off mom and dad, demanding for a student loan bailout while they claim they know how everything works in the world. Is that all? Good. Let us talk about what we are thankful for. I'm thankful for a couple things. First, let's talk about Jennifer. Jennifer is Karen, a Baron Karen. And she's this. It's funny. I think she's in Chicago, and she always, because I got to approve comments, and she hates me. She just hates me. And I looked her up, and she is what my best ability to guess, because there's no pictures of her. She's a middle-aged post-wall woman. She's not physically attractive. She's a feminist. She hates men. And she's just so pissed off. I am living rent-free in her mind. I've been living there rent-free for years. And it is worth this girl's time to come in and like make a snide comment or make or say, a small penis, whatever. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for Jennifer because she has so little to do in her life that the best use of her time is to cuss me out. And it's nice to know you got to think more. You got to think more philosophical. Has Jennifer increased our taxes in her microscopic voting way? Yes. Does she want more of you to be enslaved so that she doesn't have to work for a living? Yes. But what's her life like? And you go online, I think she got like an Etsy account. She makes baubles and doilies, like total MLM, work avoidant. And she didn't learn to code. She's not going to go major in engineering. She's not going to make a guy happy. She's not going to fall in love. She's not going to put in any time at the gym. You have your stereotype. I mean, it is the Baron Karen. And she made a comment today on a post I wrote. And I published it. I forgot what it was. But she was upset at something I said. And it's just funny to know that she has so little going on in life that I have wasted probably hours of her free time where she's going to make a comment that's not going to make a difference, that I find highly entertaining. And just to know that there is justice in the end, that this person who, again, lazy, it's just laziness. She could have had a life. Everybody could have had a life. The kid, not going to pay his rent, could have worked harder. So they had a job that wasn't selling ice cream. They could all, but in the end, even with the cornucopia of government aid and legs up and all this other stuff, you still got to work sometimes. You still got to work hard. You still got to put in the effort. Nope. I'm going to sell trinkets and doilies and baubles. And my value in life. I'm selling trinkets and doilies and baubles. I think she's an author too, maybe. You're not going to find her fucking work anywhere. Outside of work avoidance, all she's got is her politics. That's it. It's all she's got. Her politics. So I'm thankful that this person is ruining their life. And I am entertained for whatever she's got a hate voter for me, which is fine. Okay, free speech, say whatever you want. Okay. But I am thankful for the occasion. She drops in once a month, once every 2 months. You can't get let stop, whatever. You're basic, you're not thinking NPC responses. And I'm just thankful that I don't know how many other people are like her, where they are so, I'm no Trump. Oh, Trump's made trillions in saving rent, living in people's minds for free. But I like to know I got this little corner in Jennifer's mind. So love you, Jennifer. Keep sending in the hate mail. It does make my day. It does make my day. Oh, and if anytime you want to prove I've been wrong and you're like some high-level CPA or a surgeon and you're not just your standard middle-aged kind of worthless human being, prove me wrong. Oh, Aaron, that was harsh. Truth is harsh. Truth is harsh. What else? Oh, let's talk about sanity. Gotta clean that up there. I got a phone call from an agent in the field, and he's putting his life on the line. We'll just put it like that. And he found out that someone he knew of the female persuasion with big cans started going online and webcamming. I forget. I think it's Just Friends. I think that's the one. It's not Instagram. I think it's the Just Friends, something Friends. And in 4 weeks' time, she went from unemployed to now making, she claims $24,000 a month. I wonder about that, but let's say it's true. Now, he's busting his ass off. He is putting his life at risk, and he was just pissed off. He was so upset. He was so angry about how unfair this was, that men have nothing like this. Like, we don't have this where I just show my boobs and make money. We don't have that option. All right. Women are not underpaid. There is no wage gap. Women have strengths in certain fields. Men have strengths in certain fields. We have weaknesses in other things. Women at any time, and especially now with the internet, you don't even have to do any kind of porn. You play video games in some bustier outfit. Men don't have that option. We don't. And so he was upset. And she's making way more than him. And I said, okay, hang on. Number one, what is reality? I know, but I'm like, no. We don't play in the woulda, shoulda, coulda land. What's reality? Well, she's making a lot. I'm like, yeah, but why is that? And the reason why, we finally concluded, half the population, which, by the way, produces the majority of shit and makes most of the money, that's their number one demand, is female beauty, female attraction. Right? Don't be surprised when the economic engine of all the world decides they want tits and ass and they spend the money on it. Okay? That's economics. People want heart surgeons. People want to see somebody hit a baseball over a fence with a stick. They'll pay lots of money for that. It was basically giving me the teacher argument. Oh, I'm helping out society. Except he actually helps out society. He doesn't fuck it up like teachers do. But it was the teacher argument. I said, okay, all right. So why not be happy for her? Okay? But then I said, okay, I understand it's not fair, but let me ask you this. What's going to happen in 20 years from now? And he already knew, and I don't know why he didn't get this, or why he let it get to him so much. He should be a stronger-willed and mental person than that. He says she's going to hit the wall, and she's not going to know why, because everyone's basically helped her out this entire time. And not only with the webcamming, but in other life, she's always had a guy bail her out. She's never had to face. That's why she's, among other things, I won't mention what, but practically homeless, because she was hot. People kept bailing her out. That's how it worked. So she's been denied living in reality, having any kind of anchor or footing in reality, so she can make decisions long-term or short-term based in reality. She just got lucky. Okay. Now there's this windfall of money coming in. I said, what's she going to do with it? My agent in the field said, she'll piss it away. She already has. I'm like, okay. So does she really make $250,000 a year? I was like, well, yeah. I said, no. You can make $10 billion a year. If you spend $10 billion, you're not making anything, especially if you're like consuming stuff. You're not investing in it. And she's just pissing it away. And we've talked to our buddy Chad Elkins about this. He has a handful of webcam clients. How many of them have an IRA? I think one or two. The rest of them don't. And the rest of them are always perpetually late with their taxes because they didn't save the money. They piss away $200,000 a year. Money without wisdom is nothing. You might as well not even make it. So she's going to buy her shoes and throw her parties and buy her girlfriends all this shit. She made it. She doesn't know the difference between $1 million and $1 billion and $1 trillion, let alone $250,000. And she will take this opportunity, this brilliant opportunity that if you gave it to any man with the slightest bit of real world experience, he would be banking that fucking money. Maybe he'd spend it on a better camera. Maybe he'd spend it on higher heels, but he'd be banking that money. And some gals do. There's no shortage of stories of gals from the 80s and 90s and even the aughts who were strippers or women of the evening who banked their money, bought rental property. And now at 35, these gals who were once madams, now they got a real estate portfolio. They're rich. So it does happen. But more often than not, it does not. I say, okay, what's going to happen? Oh, I asked him, what kind of culture? Like if she's the type that goes from one guy to the next and is homeless, she on drugs? Yeah, she's kind of in that culture. Okay. I say, and what's going to happen when she turns 35 or 40? He's like, well, she's going to hit the wall. And do you think she'll know it's because she was a beautiful, big-titted woman? Or is it like whatever song the Vichy Minaj girls, the brown plastic girls, whatever they sing on the thing? You're amazing the way you are, which is every song they've ever sang. You're just amazing. And now finally the world, not men with money who want sex and nothing else than sex. The world finally realized how amazing she is, this inherent amazingness that she has. Now she's going to make the money. And they're so shielded from the real world because every guy wants to fuck them. There's so many simps preventing any real world messages getting to their brains that it's only your looks, it's only your tits, and it's going to end. Save. 7 years feast, baby. 7 years famine is coming. Save your money. They're not. And that's the curse. That's the drawback. It's not the money because there is no money. There is no money there. She will not save the money. She might as well not even be making $250,000. She will go until she's old. She will have nothing to show for it. And then she'll be truly fucked because now she has no skills. And by the age of 40, whatever delusional philosophies you've lived in are now thoroughly cemented. There's no undoing it. And you're going to be addicted to all the popularity and attention you got before, not to mention money. You're going to keep spending like you are. And that is going to lead you to a world of insanity. And that is what I wanted to try to convey to my agent in the field. When he is 40, I said, let's go to 55, because he can retire early. When he is 55 and she is 55, so what are you going to have? He's like, well, I'm going to be retired. I'm like, with? And he's like, well, a pension. I'm like, oh, do webcam girls get pensions? No, they don't. There is a market out there for that, for webcam girl financial management, but I've tried to sell that to Chad. He went, oh, I got to get certified. I'm like, yeah, okay. I know someone. Maybe she should do it. She doesn't like me anymore. Never mind. Oh, Aaron, were you about to do somebody a favor? Were you about to do someone a kindness? Oh, foolish Cappy. You know what would happen. They just get pissed at you. They just get pissed. You would be somehow, I don't know how, that would be me being the bad guy. That would not end up well for me. Anyway, the point I was trying to make to my agent in the field is that when it's all said and done, the only thing left, I mean, yeah, there's financial stability. He will have money. He will have investments and savings, even though it doesn't make that much. But it's not the savings. It's the sanity. Men in general, not all, depends on how much rich daddy money or government money you want, but men in general are not shielded from the real world because nobody wants to fuck us, okay? Men shield women from the real world because we want to fuck them. Democrats shield women from the real world because we want the votes. So there's all this money and support and help, even labor that comes in, where it just puts a huge defensive barrier between harsh reality and what women experience in general. Now, if you're an ugly woman, you're down there with us suffering just regularly. But living in the real world, hard as it is, whether you're a male or female, it teaches you what the real world is like. And so you make decisions based in the real world, saving money, getting a good skill or a trade, whatever. If you are denied experiencing the real world, therefore never developing the skills to make decisions in it or live in the real world, when you lose your beauty, like this webcam girl will, and you did not save the money, you're hopeless. You are hopeless. And not only in terms of employability, because you have no skills, but mentally, again, 40 years, it's cemented. You expect the world to owe you a living. You're going to get pissed off. You're going to be a cat lady, and you're going to be homeless. He already is. And then I asked him, okay, so you're 55, she's 55, you got another 25 years of life left. This is going to happen at 40. Let's say 40, you got 3 years of life left. Who's going to have the better life? Even though he didn't make as much money. He will have sanity. This is why I wrote the article, Sanity is the Future of Wealth. You can't find it because when I posted it, no one read it. So I put it behind the paywall at my Patreon. So you go to patreon.com/Aaron Clarey. It's worth buying. It's worth the $1 a month subscription, whatever the hell it is. But the lesson, the good news is if life is difficult, if life is hard, then you're doing it right. There's some things you can do to make it easier, like not majoring in stupid shit, joining the military, getting out of high school, getting your GED, going to college at the age of 15. There's some tricks, there's some life hacks, if you will. But don't envy. I mean, now everything's going online. And I won't lie, guys, business has been booming because everyone's going online for online entertainment. Podcasts are doing great. It's wonderful. I'm very thankful. And yes, that's happening with webcam girls. And yes, pretty girls have this huge advantage. You should not envy them, not for the long haul, because this is it. This is it. Them putting their titties on the internet, unless they're the savvy type and saving their money, it's over after that. And there is no nuclear family. There's no loving husband. There is no stability or sanity or love or humility or humbleness or selflessness or altruism or loving someone more than yourself. There's none of that. All it is the brown plastic girls, bitchy Minaj singing, dang, girlfriend. That's their latest song that's coming out. I'm sure you kids listen to it. It's very popular. You don't want that because that's a life of hell. That is a life of fucking hell. So just be happy. Be happy. And the money they make, they don't really make that money, guys. The way you make money is if you invest that money to pay you more dividends so you don't ever have to work. How much free time did it afford you? That's how much money. So it's not really how much you make. It's how much you spend and how much you invest. And where do you invest it? And this guy, so I hope it helped him out. He's still like, how does he make so much? Like, well, if you had nice tits and you were female, you can. And hey, you know what? Ladies, I've said it before, Maki, I am helping out anyone who's interested in truth. Ladies, if you're a slightly good, you don't have to be really good looking. You just have to be a slightly good looking girl. Some of you guys keep sending me, like, you'll put a super chat donation in here and you'll send me a name of some porn star, some internet harlot. And I look them up. I'm like, oh, but then I look at their like following numbers. I'm like, dude, they're 250,000 people. So if you are a slightly attractive young woman, maybe you don't have to be young. The thirst is real. And you just want to gussy yourself up in lingerie. You go online, you drop $30 on lingerie. You probably have a webcam. Do the Finding Friends or whatever the hell it is. That's what I would do. You know, put on a wig, put on some glasses so it doesn't look like you. Oh, hey, guys, and my name is Monique. And oh, my God, I love guns and whiskey. Seriously, go do it. Hi, guys. Today on Tits and Whiskey, I'm going to take my tits and dip them in different whiskeys. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. But then save the fucking money. Matter of fact, set up an LLC before you do this so that you can write off your purchase of a webcam and a computer and internet service, a website. You know what I should do? Here, I'll open up Asshole Consulting for this. If you are a girl that is interested in this, in doing webcamming and whatnot, but you want to do it right financially, come talk to Asshole Consulting, okay? Because I do know, obviously, through all my internet stuff, how to set up the webcams, But more importantly is like setting up an LLC, having a good accounting system, making sure you make your estimated tax payments, a little bit on, personality, like don't do it in your room because people can find shit in your room. As I hypocritically agree, but this has been edited, or not edited, but purged, whatever. There's the right way and the wrong way. And for you, if you want to save money, like, I guess guys could go in the military, you girls can webcam. I mean, there you go. If you want to save the money, but you're not sure, you're not a contact old captain, I'll take a percentage. I'll be like your agent. I'll gladly take a percentage on the world's largest economy, the world's number one commodity, before I take some fees up front. We'll set you up. We'll get that all done. Depending if you want me to program the site, that's different, but it's going to be a lot more money. But yeah, that's what I'd recommend. Well, you got to go to school for 4 years to study bullshit, sip coffee, get fat, dye your hair, pierce your ears, look like Ramona Flowers? Is that what you... Okay, fine. But what do you want? $250,000. You just got to work 2 years. Throw that shit in the S&P 500. You're done, man. You're done. You're set. And you go work whatever job you want. I've always wanted to work with the puppies. All right. Well, you do 2 to 3 years of a stint webcamming. You do it right. And then you can work with puppies the rest of your day. You go get yourself a nice little duplex. You rent out the one thing. Cover your interest in your taxes. Throw this into a 401k. And then you go play with the puppies for the rest of your life. You'd even be a better marriage candidate because you wouldn't have no fucking student loans. So that's the good news there. So I wanted to tell you the good news. And then the final good news. Let me look this up. Hang on. Rhode Island Mall converts to apartments. I was talking with Vince over at Masculine Geeks. Here we go. Rhode Island Mall. And this is from 2017. This is a while ago, but still good news. Send good news. Email me. Go to assholeconsulting.com. Send me your good story. We got a couple good news, happy stories. Doesn't have to be. It could be personal. Hey, my dog had puppies. That'd be nice. Not 327 old people died today, thus setting the trajectory of the model. You know that the models for the coronavirus are about as reliable as that of global warming? No, they're actually much more reliable, but I just want to put that on. Models. This historic shopping mall was converted into tiny super chic lofts. Inside the oldest functioning shopping mall in the United States, you won't find your usual Nordstrom or hot dog on a stick. Instead, the Arcade Providence is filled with stylish, affordable apartments. Located in Providence, Rhode Island, the community contains 48 micro apartments and 17 boutique shops. While most of the tiny lofts boast a mere 225 square feet of space, that's enough you can live in. They cost over $600 a month. Contain everything that a city resident could desire in a home. Bada-ba, booty-bee, booty-dee. This goes to my point that if we no longer commute and we no longer have to have office buildings, we can convert not all, but nearly all of our downtown skyscrapers and office and commercial building, not commercial, industrial, we can't convert, but commercial buildings, we convert all those offices into housing. And then I wonder if that might make housing affordable for millennials. Did voting to flood the market with Obama help rent for the millennials or hurt them? But then there's the dickhead asshole who's an evil libertarian Republican conservative type who actually came up with an idea that would practically lower your rent. I wonder who really cares more. It's kind of like the guy who wrote the book, The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. Like, instead of saying, poor babies, the evil white man. And then this evil white man came along and wrote a book based on economics and him getting out of poverty and consulting many, many, many of his black friends and clients, actually. Then wrote a book to practically and tangibly get black men out of poverty. Thus, The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, not Into Poverty. I don't think that book would sell too well. Besides, that's what the Democrat Party and the public schools are for. That's how you get into poverty. What are you teaching in the public schools? How to get and stay in poverty? Good. Vote Democrat. But, we don't want ideas. We don't want ideas. We just, come on, you kids can live downtown. Actually, that would be really cool. You want to, oh God, we're on such a potential for a true renaissance, a true revolution within the United States, economically speaking. You could have the downtowns would be revitalized. Everybody, there'd be no community. Did you see how little fucking traffic there's been? And all you people jerking off the global warming, hello, no emissions. Win. Dude, Trump doesn't even win this much. How much more winning do you want? I can't tell you're working if I can't see you. I should have, we got to get the Israelis. Is it the Mossad? The Nazi hunters? They had that team to go and hunt down Nazis. Except mine would be the boomer boss hunters. That anytime you could prove, record your boomer boss saying, if I can't see you, how do I know you're working? And then that guy just disappears. Who knows where he went? And then there's this Gen X guy or gal who's saying, hey, go work from home. We don't want you here. We don't want to spend money on leasing spaces and rent. And then all these bosses just go away somewhere. I don't know where. That's, first, make underpants. Second, step 3, profit. I don't know the second stage. I'm just saying, all of a sudden, there'll just be this lack of boss boomers who don't know how to open PDF files. Where do they go? I don't know. The ether. Enoch. God took them. They just walked up to heaven. They go to boomer heaven, where it's Woodstock every day and they're smoking pot and they're transacting diseases. I wonder, though, would that really be boomer heaven, or would it be them getting married and divorced all the time because they just love divorce so much? They just jerk off to divorce. The Divorce Channel. It's no, it's on Pornhub. It's better than porn. It's divorce. Oh my God, I love it so much. If you hate the boomers as much as I do, I'm going to recommend this book, even though it's on the millennials. There are several chapters about boomers because the millennials didn't grow up in a vacuum. They were trained. So that was my other bit of good news. That's what I'm thankful for, that there is proof people are realizing we can convert old buildings that aren't being used, commercial buildings, into Ellie Amore. Oh, we let girls in. Who let the girl in? Atham. Oh, women are in here again. All these gals, you let them in here. Would you ever consider living semi-off grid? Yeah, I would. That's kind of what a cabin or a cabin sounds luxurious. People, that's a second home, or they have a cabin. I'm thinking more I got some land with a hut on it that's got a water pump. But yes, I have considered living semi-off grid. Not necessarily because of times like these, or unnecessarily times like these. It's kind of it would be nice, if the water goes away, I have water. And as I'm getting older, I kind of wouldn't mind gardening. Now I'm going to grow vineyards because I want to see the vineyards. But I could, there's something about I could survive out here if the world collapsed. And as my misanthropy increases, I really don't need humans. I really don't want to hang out with them that much. Who's letting all Amy? There's more girls. Amy made a lot of donations. Let me make sure I didn't miss. Okay, there's Ellie. Told you guys. Amy for $2.50. She just gave the money. Thank you, Amy. Amy for another $2. Enjoying the decline. I get up in the morning. That's all you really have to do in the morning, grinding coffee and drinking it while enjoying the losers going to work. Amy, what do you do? I hope you're not laid off. I hope you get to work from home. Freedom is great. Hail the decline of man. Well, thank you, Amy. I appreciate it. We are part of the 1099 superior race. I'm going to have to get more girls. We're going to have Atham. Go order the industrial strength girl spray. This commoner bullshit spray is that, yeah, we need industrial strength. Weapons grade. Go to the military if you have to and get weapons grade girl spray. The girls keep getting in. Robert Flores, $20. YouTube should be given awards by women's groups for enabling women to self-employ, though it requires women to be reasonably attractive and a modicum of intelligence, so not all women can successfully make money off of YouTube. No, I disagree with that. No. It's drag race into this, but there's always the debate about race and IQ, and within that debate is IQ malleable? Is there a plasticity? Can it change? And the evidence that I've seen is yes, it can. We're not even necessarily talking about IQ as much as we would be adaptability to environment. A perfect example. We take black. Oh, they can't do anything. They need our help. You know, the rich liberal white women who just can't wait to help the minorities, the brown peoples, because they just so much fucking care. But then you say, like, oh, wait a minute. Is it really racism and discrimination and a disadvantage and poverty? Is that what's key? But then I look and I see, like, wait, let's just take two items. Music. I was going to say jazz, but blacks also dominate in rap and other forms of music, but I don't consider rap music. I will consider jazz music. And then professional sports. Now, for whatever, we don't have to talk about IQ or anything here. They put their minds to it and they excel in it, right? Some of the greatest jazz musicians, and not just great jazz musicians, but the originator, like a Duke Ellington, a Miles Davis, they're black. Well, okay, fine. Maybe they weren't doing calculus, but they did put some effort into it, and look what happened. We could make the same case with Asians. Asians put a lot of effort into math, which would test high on IQ. Therefore, Asians have the highest IQ. I'm trying to figure out what strength whites would have. Maybe if there's an innovation or creativity, you know, Edison, Watson, they're tinkering, that might show up on IQ, but I don't think that's exactly, because you can have a brilliant individual, but they can't create worth a shit or a darn. What I'm talking about here is effort. And if you have some basic level of intelligence, you can achieve. All right. I was a shit C student. I didn't try. Okay. My numbers, my GPA, my IQ, the number anyway was bullshit. But when I put effort into it, straight A's, IQ 140, 138, whatever, 3 times I've tested it. That's effort. And so don't tell me come on, women know shit. Don't tell me that. They know how to pay a parking ticket. They know they got to go and get their driver's license. They know they could go to school. How many of them graduate from college? They know they got to register for classes. They could set up an online account. I'll tell the story again. This guy was an oil field worker. Oil collapsed. He got laid off, so he came back to the Twin Cities. This guy could not use Indeed.com to save his life to find a job. He just searched jobs. For some reason, he ended up getting job results in Texas. I said, well, you got to change the zip codes. They changed the zip code. He searched. He's like, none of these have anything to do with my field. I'm like, you got to select your field. I mean, he just gave up after half an hour because he just didn't want to put in the effort and the time. And people would say, oh, look, he's just not technologically savvy, until Pussy came involved. Because that fucker learned Tinder real quick. And then he really learned what a zip code was and how the options and the set and the upload and all the stuff that went into it. If you put the effort into it, you can do it. Right? Barring some actual genuine mental disability. I mean, if you are mentally impaired or mentally retarded, fine. But most women have the ability. The average IQ of women is the same, roughly, average IQ of men. We're all at about 100. Okay, you can drive, you can jump. Women can set this up. It's how much shielding they get from the simps of the world that prevent them from going and doing all this work. From having to put, I had to teach myself how to program that wonderful website at assholeconsulting.com. You want to see some top-notch web development program right there. I had nothing but YouTube. I had instructional videos. Oh, okay, I take this format, I'll change that code and that. I sludged through it. I got it done. It's not pretty, but I got it done. Women can do the same thing. Anybody can do the same thing. It's just whether you're going to put the time into it or not. So The hard part, and women also, everybody chooses whether they're overweight or not. Everybody chooses whether they're good looking or not. That's a choice. Every great once in a while, you have a really ugly face. I understand that. But for the most part, if you're in shape, you're good looking, right? It's women choose not to stay in shape. And they choose, oh, I don't know how. I've known many good looking women where I'm like, and even before the thought thing became a thing, I'm like, get your ass on the internet, do this, make money. And I could tell you several women that would have been at least $250,000 ahead by now, at least. But they didn't want to do it. And I know they're smart. I knew it. I can't say what profession, but these were professional women. These were smart women. They had it easily within their mental ability to do so. They simply didn't put forth the fucking effort because once again, what's the cause of all the world's problems? Lazy. And I just feel so... Men, as long as we don't lose it, we can always work with our minds. Ladies, you got 20, 25 years to work with your bodies, and then it's gone. If I had that opportunity, every guy right now is like, dude, if I had the opportunity to go make $100,000 a year, just taking pictures on the fucking internet. Want to see my junk right here? Cappy's drunk. There you go. Don't give a shit, motherfuckers. Don't give a shit. But that's it, Rob. And maybe that's why they need an agent. Maybe that's why they need an IT guy. Maybe I go enlist my IT buddy and we I don't know, webcamgirlagents.com. Hey, we help you make the money. But I think that the platforms are so simple and easy now. I really think that the Any Friends or the Friends one, you just take a picture and you upload it like Instagram. Dan Huckster for 2020. Ding dangly. Who dang diggly dangly do? Do dang diggly dangly. You've been going nonstop for an entire hour. How bad do you think it will get? Or do you think it will be this generation's Y2K? No, it's worse than Y2K. There's a real virus going around. I don't think it will be worse than the flu, but I think it could have been if we didn't spread this out. And the real threat is that it's going to swamp the medical system. And when people's relatives start dying at home because there's not enough medical care, that's when the shit's going to go down and people are going to go riot. That's what the real risk is. It's not the virus, it's the people. Jim, don't die, Jim. No, I killed Jim. I'm going to go fuck up the grocery store in my neighborhood. Scrolling. Keep those doggies scrolling. Vlad Savalik. Wyoming is the only state without Coronachan deaths. Let's all move there. There's only 500,000 people there. That's why. Dude, you don't want to... Guys, I've been there. Don't go to Wyoming. Wyoming is it's only for people. If you're going to move to Wyoming, you're going to have to be a hermit. Okay, that's the only reason any one of my listeners would go there is you really don't want to deal with people. You go buy a cabin out in the middle of fucking nowhere. You go to town and get your wares for the month, and it's a great place to be alone. But you're not going to go to town and find intellectual people. Not to sound like a New York liberal, but you're not. You're just not. All right, good. All right, Cappy's going to take a pee break because they drink too much Diet Coke. We'll get back with sponsors, things, other stuff, and maybe more good news. Alrighty. The Catholic Red Pill, written by James DePrisco. Go to Amazon.com and get The Catholic Red Pill, the book of Red Pill for Catholics. Why the heck? Did that fall off? There we go. For Catholic men. Basically, I don't know. I got another book idea along Christianity. A buddy of mine are kicking around. I ran it past him because he's Christian. He's like, I don't know. He never knows about anything. It's like, have an optimistic, come on. I don't know. David Barnett's Business Buyer Advantage Seminar. That's about how to buy a business. I'm going to put that in the comments section there. If any of you are interested, you've saved your powder, you've saved your money, and you would like to go and buy a business, consider taking David Barnett's seminar there. I put a link there. I think if you use the code word Clary, you get yourself a significant discount. Better Bachelor. If you guys are done listening to Cappy, go check out some other podcasters like Better Bachelor on YouTube. TJ Martinell, Masculine Geek. Rule Zero, those Hanyakers over there. Who else? I do like promoting Better Bachelor because it is the the jazz station of the Red Pill community. Who was the other one? Blackbrigade.org. There was Jack Napier. Napier Knows. Check him out on YouTube as well. How Not to Become a Millennial. This book. Most important book you could give to a Gen Zer. Millennials, if you are like, what the fuck has happened to my life? Holy shit, nothing makes sense. But this time socialism is work. Why do you get this book? It really helps. And if you just have an intellectual interest or you hate boomers and millennials, because there's nothing better than watching those two. It's like communists and Nazis fighting each other. It's kind of, do you need more weapons? Here you go. But no, joking aside, a book for every generation to read, but especially Gen Z. Which none of you will read because you know everything and you're too busy with your internet. What is Gen Z doing? Are they on the phones? It's all phones. What's after that? Because we're on video games and television. Then it went to, laptops and the internet with millennials. And then Gen Z's just on their phones all the time. AlaskaChaga.us. Go to AlaskaChaga.us to get your coffee substitute with a little bit less caffeine. For those of you who like to have a caffeine hit in the morning, but just can't take the caffeinated coffee. Try chaga tea, chaga mushrooms, grounded up chaga mushrooms, picked in Alaska at the farm at AlaskaChaga.us. All money, all proceeds go to conservative white males because the guy who owns the company is a conservative white male. And so there you go. You can, it's like peace coffee. Donate part of the proceeds. Oh, shut the fuck up. This goes to a white, and he doesn't even have to set up a nonprofit. It's like, it goes to me and I'm evil. Go to the evil. The money goes to evil white males. And that's a charity unto itself. And finally, if you'd like to help out the show, you could go to olderbrother.com/donate, where you have your three options there. You can sign up at a Patreon, become a patron member. You can make a payment on PayPal, the little PayPal link there. You don't get anything for it. Patreon, you actually get access to behind the wall stuff like my other podcast, Mary Jo's Pinups, audio excerpts from How Not to Become a Millennial. The audio book's coming out here pretty soon. Vince is going to keep me updated. And then finally is you do all your Amazon shopping through my Amazon affiliate link, which is again located at www.olderbrother.com/donate. You click on the Amazon banner there. It takes you to Amazon. And then while you shop, because you came from that link, I get a 6 to 7% commission and cut off of all of your purchases. You do not pay anything extra. And it's all good. And that's the best because it doesn't cost you anything. And then you can help out the show. All right. Are we caught up? Oh. Hang on. Oh, there's Jack. Jack did a kind recording for me. He read a poem I wrote, and I'm going to work on a project. I'll get that done here. Maybe later on today or the day after. I got to go do. Holy cow. What are you guys doing all swearing at each other? All right. Robert Flores for $5. Making music by being in a band is hard, but much harder if you don't have a babe fronting it. No honey, no money. Gosh, that is a good point, Rob. I got to talk to Baldoni about that. But he is right. That is true. There was, now that you mentioned it, Rob, there was a couple bands back in the 90s and aughts, the rockabilly day, where it's, here's a hot chick. Now they have to sing though. See, that's the thing. You can't just put an ugly, a talentless chick up there. They need to have talent. They need both the ability to either sing or play an instrument, but then be hot. No honey, no money. That's true. All right, let's go to some good news. Where did it go? I had the good news. No, that's not it. Oh! I'm a pretty big deal. I know you guys. Aaron Claire, I'm a pretty big deal. I got an email from the CEO of Sun Country Airlines, Jude Bricker. He sent me a personal email. I don't fly Sun Country, but for some reason, he sent me, Aaron Claire, a personal email. Dear Aaron, I want to take the opportunity to say thank you. All of us here at Sun Country want you to know how much we have appreciated the patience and compassion you have shown during a time of unparalleled demand to speak with our agents. I haven't called them. I don't fly Sun Country. I fly Spirit, the other cheap-ass airlines. I want you to know that we'll continue to support our community in any way we can. Oh, thank God. Because I was looking out there, and it was about to go to shit. Because Sun Country wasn't going to support my community. But now the community's the community's calming down. Thank you, Jude. They heard the message because I'm practically Walter Cronkite with Good Morning Coronachan. They're calming down. Thank you, Jude. All's well. I'm glad. The communities, you have calmed the community, Jude. Making sure our guests traveling abroad can come home, or operating cargo flights to move much needed supplies and personnel across the country. We want each of our guests to be able. How long is this? Flexibility. I just want to point that out. You guys are pretty worthless. There's a lot of fat that can be trimmed. A lot of CEOs can be fired if this is the best use of your time. So I'm going to delete that. Stephen writes, hey, Cappy, big fan of the show. Just wanted to share some positive news with you. I've been working out of town for about a month now. My employer provides me a per diem of working out of town, but thanks to the coronavirus forcing the hotel I'm staying at to discontinue breakfast, I'm now getting an extra $13 a day from my boss on top of my current per diem and pay. Funny enough, I hardly ever ate the hotel's breakfast. Now I'm able to financially support myself with just per diem money, with money to spare, mind you. All my paycheck can go straight into my bank account. What a great turn of events for me. Best wishes, Cappy. Steve, that is good news. That's great news. I know a couple people who get not per diem, they get a allowance or a stipend for their car. Like the company will pay $500 a month for a car payment or a car lease. And these guys get like these fancy cars that they don't use because it just sits there now because everyone's working from home. But when you pick up groceries, boy, you pick them up in style. Oh, that's all going to come to an end. Well, thank you, Steve. No, that's that. Is that all there? Someone sent a link here, an article. I think this will happen to the left by Brian from physics.org. Laziness led to extinction of Homo erectus. Aaron Walker, Australia National University. New archaeological research from the Australian National University has found that Homo erectus, an extinct species of primitive humans, went extinct in part because they were lazy. Lazy. Without the U.S., without the inventions and the stabilizing force of the United States, not to mention we fought off Nazis and the communists, the population of the world would be a fraction of what it is. If for any other reason, like medical advances. An archaeological excavation of ancient human populations in the Arabian Peninsula during the early Stone Age found that Homo erectus used least effort strategy for tool making and collecting resources. This laziness paired with an inability to adapt to a changing climate likely played a role in the species going extinct, according to lead researcher Dr. Sari Shipton of the ANU School of Culture, History, and Language. They really don't seem to have been pushing themselves, Dr. Shipton said. I don't get the sense they were explorers looking over the horizon. They didn't have the same sense of wonder that we have. They were likely drinking espresso and majoring in the liberal arts. Oh, they didn't say that. Dr. Shipton said this was evident in the way the species made their stone tools and collected resources. To make their stone tools, they would use whatever rocks they could find laying around their camp, which were mostly of comparatively low quality to what later stone tool makers used, he said. At the site we looked at, there was a big rocky outcrop of quality stone just a short distance away up a small hill. But rather than walk up the hill, they would use just whatever bits had rolled down or lying at the... That's pretty lazy. I bet you these versions of Homo erectus were also not on time too. They had Homo erectus time. Mog. Thag don't want to go and work hard. No, Mog. We work hard, but not too hard. We grab rock over there. Too tired to hike up there. Me go major in sociology. They knew it was there, but because they had enough adequate resources, they seem to have thought, why bother? This is in contrast to the stone tool makers of later periods, including early Homo sapiens and Neanderthals, who were climbing mountains to find good quality stone and transporting over long distances. Not only they're very conservative. The sediment samples showed the environment around them was changing, but they were doing the exact same things with their tools. There's no progression at all. That's interesting. Don't be lazy, kids. Don't be lazy. Make sure we're not falling behind on the super chats. Okay, good. We'll get to that one later. That one is done there. Where is it? Got to delete. I like to keep a very clean email. From Sean. Damn, you're right again, way before most people. Quote, more than 80% of service firms said they have implemented or expanded telecommuting. About half of those have done so for all staff, with the average service firm indicating that nearly 60% of staff are currently telecommuting, and this incidence is high as 75% among New York City firms. Commercial real estate, especially for back office activities, most likely permanently toast. This is his opinion now. All those companies mentioned above and many more are going to discover that they don't need to rent or own expensive office space for back office workers when those workers can just be as productive from home. The higher the rents, the more likely it will never be rented again. Cities like New York City, with the notoriously high rents on everything, will be especially hit hard. All that's going to happen is rent's going to go down for living. New York City could have another renaissance. You could actually afford to live in New York City and work from your office. And then... the person that does not need to be in the office every day does not need to live in an overpriced apartment within commuting distance. No. New York, these big major towns would be great. If you converted their skyscrapers into living quarters, you could just walk to everything. I envy Chad. That one thing I do envy Chad about is that he can walk to some of my favorite places in Chicago. It might take 10, 15 minutes, but you can walk there. Alexander writes, hey, I was listening to episode 4 while binging and hearing you bitch about the youths wasting money on car loans for stupid new cars and not listening to you. My car is a $2,500 US dollar, 1999 Mazda 323 Protege, simple and very reliable sedan with only 68,000 miles. Wow, that's a lot of, that's not a lot of miles. That's very few miles for a car that's 20 years old. It's not fucking hard, people. This is only 5 minutes away from me to buy. It just fucking does its job. Drives me on my 10-minute commute and back for the past 2 years. And you know why I got this car? Because I fucking listened to you, Cappy. I didn't cave in on my dumb Gen X parents thinking new car was more reliable. Oh, what people pay for, quote, reliability. It's reliable. You mean it needs an oil change? You mean you got to check the air every once in a while? I bring it into the dealer. I'm kind of curious now where you live there, Alex. 1990. I'm wondering if this is the kind of the cute little butt bottom car that it was. Why did it go eBay? You know what? I'm going to go with Bing because Bing doesn't fuck around. Oh, okay. Look at that one. All right. I was thinking some other car. There was a car in the 90s. There was the Mazda. Hang on. Mazda 626. Was that the one? 1997? That was a sexy looking car. Nope, that wasn't it. What was the Mazda? It was some sweet looking thing. And then there was another Mazda. Hang on, let's take a look at 1997 Mazda. And it was totally a chick car, but it was totally worth it. Not a Miata. There it is. The MX-6. The MX-6 was a beautiful car. And then there was another cute little, the MX-6. Was it the MX-3? No, these are all new cars. I want the year 1996, 1997. Oh, here we go. And there's no pictures, because why would you put pictures up? Hang on. I want to look this one up. I'm just trying to figure out what the name of it was. MX. Was it the 323? Hang on. 1997 Mazda 323? No, that wasn't it. Never mind. There's just, I remember this girl, because when I was working security, you patrol the parking ramps. So I knew every car from 1997 and earlier. And this girl had one of these cute little cars that she offered to drive me back because I had to walk her ass way out into the parking lot. It was cold, and so she drove me back. It was very nice. I'm like, oh, I get to ride in one of these cars. Anyway, thank you, Alex, for listening to me. And you have a $4,000, $2,500 US reliable low mileage car. Very well. And yeah, Gen X parents they're the parents now, and they're just as dumb as the boomers. They're just as dumb. Trust me, I know. I'm a Gen Xer. I see it on Facebook. Well, we're getting divorced again. My children's, I don't know how to handle them. So that's good news to hear there. The Competent Man for $5. 11 days into lockdown and another bites the dust. Whiting Petroleum files for Chapter 11. Well, what do they do? Whiting Petroleum? Is the government going to take Whiting? I never heard of them. Revenue, $2.8 billion. Okay, that's sizable. Big U.S. oil. Penny stock. 5 years ago, it was worth more than $120 a share. Now it's a penny stock. Whoa! Hey, Nonstop Trey's in the house. We got to get to him here later. Ronan Boyle for £2. What stock did you buy, Captain? Enjoy your golf soon. I didn't buy a stock. I just threw more money in the S&P 500 through my retirement account. I just, because I get a tax deduction for it. So that's why I threw it in there. I'm a very lazy investor. Unless you got to stay on it every day, which I'm not. I don't deal with individual stocks. They've got to watch over them. It's babysitting. It's like a harem. Do you want to watch over each individual woman, or do you want a manager that manages the harem as a diversified portfolio for you? Which isn't perfectly analogous. You're still gonna have to deal with them. People are like, oh man, would it be great to have a bunch of wives? No, it absolutely. You've never been married, have you? Even I know. All these old guys that just they just want to die. They just want to die. Oh, but yeah, the golf is coming up here pretty soon. I'll go golf if they open up the golf courses. Nonstop Dre for $5. If California, New York safe places with Japan and South Korea, your thoughts on what American GDP, national debt, and culture would be like? If swap places, you mean? Well, California produces a lot of GDP. There's no doubt about that. They just have that many more parasites. I think you'd have better budgets. You'd have more conservative government. I think you'd have higher economic growth. But keep in mind, both Japan and South Korea look at Korea back in the 90s with their chaebols. They had Japan is in even worse financial shape than the U.S. in terms of national debt. I don't think it'd have an effect on our national debt. You'd have less crime. You'd probably have more conservative government. GDP probably grow a little bit, but yeah, GDP would grow more. You wouldn't have people shitting in the streets. Seriously, the increase in the value and the quality of the culture, you wouldn't have people shitting in streets. and you could go ahead and postmodernly, oh, you're trying to apply values. Who says it's immoral to shit in streets? You're just as old school. You're just closed-minded. I'm open-minded enough to walk over people's shit and to appreciate that people could shit in the streets. This is a sign of an understanding and progressive culture. No, there just wouldn't be shit in the streets. Women would be thinner too, but the Koreans and the Japanese aren't having kids either, especially South Korea. I think the women. Someone did a documentary. It's not feminist, I think, but women. It's careerism. The women are like, no, I got to get my career. Well, okay, yeah, go have your career. We're not here. We're not a problem. Not done. And good night, everybody. I'm off golfing. Gonna go hiking. We'll see you guys later. Hey, you girls, enjoy. You're over there with Big Daddy Government. All right, he's got you covered. Good. I'm out. See ya. Why are we having children? Man, can I find not the why? Don't know where you find him. Don't know where you find the men. Don't know. I've never looked for him. That's the truth. I know where you can find, quality men. The cigar lounge. I keep telling it. Especially you sisters. You want a black man. There's where the quality black men are. You go to the cigar lounge. But otherwise, I do know, I will say this, I do know some men who are high-quality men, but they are hiding their power level, to give a little hat tip to you people who like the drastically inferior anime Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, these guys are hiding their money. They're hiding their income, their net worth, their assets. They don't drive fancy car. We're talking true millionaire next door types that you would not know. One guy I know, he gets all of his clothes at Goodwill and rag stock. He doesn't have expensive tastes. And I know the guys are, at least the smart ones, the ones who actually do have money. Now, here's the difference, ladies. You may not want a man who has a lot of money. That's not really what you're after. Maybe it is if you're savvy. If you're a long-term investor, I want a man who has assets. You don't want a liability. You don't want a guy who's like in debt all the time. So that's long-term investment. So that's a different group. But if you guys are just looking for a guy to spend money on you, he doesn't need to have money. A guy doesn't need to have money for him to spend money on you. He just needs to be able to borrow money to go spend on you. I saw that a ton of times. All these fake entrepreneurs like borrowing money to keep this dead economy or dead business that never made any profit. And they go buy boats and they flash in cash and they have a young girl and then they go into jail for fraud. It wasn't my client, but one client did end up killing himself when fucking House of Cards fell. Oh, but he was very popular in the Waizese. He was very popular. Yeah, I mean, you girls, you don't necessarily need a rich guy. You need a guy to spend money on you. And those guys will make it imminently clear who they are. They will have leased cars. They will wear fancy clothes. They will be dude bros. They will be at the nightclubs. They will be at the bars. Those guys, yes, absolutely. There's a difference. All right. Bring it back to the Twin Cities. If you want a high quality, actually financially rich and cultured individual, gentleman, I might say, cigar lounge. Okay, go to the cigar lounge. They're going to be older. That's just how it is. They're going to be older, okay? But there you go. If you want a guy, now those guys, you'll walk in, you're going to look, you can say, these guys ain't got money. They're dressed for shit. Look at these shitty trucks out there. That one's got rust on it. Yeah, you're right. They saved their money. Trust me, they got it. All right? Oh, I blew the cover. All the rich guys are at the cigar lounge who are cultured and interesting, but old, by the way. And they're not dressed fancy. That's where you invest. But if you want to just come in and get an airstrike and get some money and get out, you just want to be wined and dined and go, party! Oh my goodness, I'm so amazing. If you want the cash, go to Lord Fletcher's in summer, right? There's some legit real rich guys, a lot of retired professional athletes out there. So that does happen. Every once in a while, I run into that. But you want to talk about people who ain't got money, but they blow it. You want that guy, and they're very pretty. These are very pretty men, ladies. They're very good looking. They're very tall. They put product in their hair so it gleams. They wear fancy clothes. You will find that at Lord Fletcher's in summer. And so you go there, make sure you're in shape, put on a bikini, put a little wraparound. Hi! And the money. Dude, you want to go on our boat? We got a boat. I tell you we got a boat. I got a boat. Look at the boat over there. That's my boat. You go on the boat, you'll party. They'll spend money on you. Then they'll go work whatever fucking bullshit douchebag job it is that barely gets them paycheck to paycheck. Oh, once was a man named Cappy, and not subtrade. Give him some cash. This is a great time for guys to get divorced. Yeah, there's an article. It was page 6, which is more tabloidy, but there's been an increase in divorce. I could see a lot of split-ups happening. Oh, God. Here's another one to my agent in the field. Could you imagine if you had that webcam girl as a live-in girlfriend? Oh. Oh. Ooh. Oh. All right. We did the news. We did the happy mail. If you got good stories, fan mail, hate mail, whatever, send it. Go to assholeconsulting.com or email it to me on my Cappy account. Is that it? Are we all done? More good news. UW-Madison braces for estimated $100 million loss because of COVID-19 pandemic. Dr. David Perodin sent this to me. University of Wisconsin-Madison isn't making their money. Chancellor Rebecca Blank said the $100 million estimate represents how much the university would lose if life largely returns to normal by June. Timeline is up in the air. Scientific models continue. Blah, blah, blah. That's a big hit. Figure out 3.2% of Madison's $3.1 billion budget. It's the equivalent to a 22% cut in state money for a single year. What? No, that doesn't make any sense. Reimbursement. And the University of Wisconsin-Madison will not refund you precious students that they love so much. Your socialist teachers and your socialist chancellors, your socialist administrators, they're not giving you back your money. It's not your money, it's their money. But it's those evil, rich Republican senators that are keeping you in poverty, right? I'm not going to read through this. It's just nice to see colleges and universities are no longer necessary. It's great. I go outside now and I see all these kids. They're on their bikes. It's like the 80s all over again. All these kids are biking around like it's the fucking opening to the Goonies. Kids are like throwing rocks in lakes and they're fishing and the ice isn't even out yet. There are 3 boys on this running route. I go, they're out fishing. I'm like, there you go, kids. People are walking with their family. A bunch of nuclear families. Kids, are playing wiffle ball. It was nice. But what? They won't learn anything. They're falling behind in their education. The fuck they are. They weren't learning anything anyway. Got more super chats coming in. Oh, we already did that one. Where'd it go? Yeah, great time getting divorced. Oh, here we are. Grant Rennie for 1.49 British pounds. Super sticker. Oh, damn it. I don't see the super stickers. Yeah, you're gonna. I don't see those. Atham always tries to post that, and whoever's co-hosting, usually Chad, can see it. I can't see it there. Joe Jones, $4.99. Grandpa died. Inherited a 2002 C320 Benz with 72,000 miles on it, in good shape. I wouldn't buy myself, but regular and insurance cheap. Because age, 3 auto loans, 3 autos, no loans. Thoughts? Guys, wait, for $5, you should have got more characters than that. I mean, if you got 3 autos and no loans, that's cool. I have like 3 vehicles. One's a truck, one's a car, one's a motorcycle. But they each serve a purpose. But if you got 3 cars, I don't think you need 3. You need 2. One for a grocery getter and one for not the grocery getter. And then when the grocery getter dies, the other one goes to grocery getter status. You get a new used car. I just had 2 cars, so for reliability that they wouldn't break down. Now you get that same fucking, oh yeah, why don't you just take all your shitty cars there and get yourself a nice Saturn? Because if that one nice Saturn breaks down, I'm fucked, aren't I? But it's a more reliable car. It will break down. Ooh, oh, jumping all over the place. Nonstop J360 for $2. Are you going to make toughest life question part 2? No, I already answered it. Toughest question is, am I wrong or is society wrong? And it turned out society was wrong. I know it's a very arrogant thing to say, but it's true. Society, don't tell me I'm wrong when we keep needing bailouts and you got dipshit people who work as ice cream vendors who are not going to pay their rent, and our educated students, our smartest and best and brightest, need a $1.5 trillion bailout, and nobody saved any money, and people are getting fat, and there's no reason to live. No. Or people just aren't showing up on time. No, I'm right. A world of Cappies would be like this super advanced world where I couldn't even fathom what it would be. Shit would get done on time because we're right. I'm right. Not wrong. Society's wrong. I'm having kids out of wedlock. Oh, I can't raise my kids. The students, the government, and the schools should do that. Don't fucking tell me I'm wrong. It's so painful. Now you look at it, you're like, holy shit, I was more right than I thought. There's nothing else to say about that. Society is wrong. Some individuals are right. You're not a team player. Yeah, I guess I'm not. Team what? I want to join team loser, fucking team bailout, team pregnant, broken homes, kids fucked up. Oh, great fucking team there. Team fucking communist parasitic pieces of shit and majoring in worthless crap, needing government to go create jobs so they could keep their journalism to, perfect. Fuck. Atham, money often something. 3, girlfriends 2, cars thought. Money often something. 3. Atham, you just try to drive my blood pressure up. All right. God, I gotta work on Jack's project. I'll be on Masculine Geek. We're gonna do our Dungeons and Dragons thing again with the epic adventures of Sled, my character. Rollo Tomasi is on, Drew, TJ Martinell, Vince, and Rob of robsays.net, if you guys want to tune in there. And that's it. Unless there are going to be any more super chats, let us read the Coronachan prayer. Dear great and merciful Coronachan, thank you for your non-sentient and zero fucks given truth. The teeth and threats that have been missing from so much in the real world that are yet necessary for us to value life, acknowledge truth, and love our fellow man. May your nature continue to expose the evil and parasitic among us, the lazy and those that put themselves above all others, our slave masters who have kept us enslaved, teachers who can be replaced by YouTube, and the stupid and unprepared who ride for toilet paper when there is none. Bless us, O great Corona-chan, and reward us, specifically those of us who were smart enough to have a 1-month supply of toilet paper and who stocked up on 5.56 ammo as a matter of basic insurance policy. And may thy blessings come in the form of lower acid prices, less boomers, less traffic, cheap gas, and near-free airline flights. In thy name, Wuhan. Amen. Close that out. No more super chats. Cappy is out of here. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.